What's up, everybody? Welcome to Bios3 Raw TV. So I keep getting a very similar question in emails, and it seems to be with not necessarily people that are just injured, or people that get sick in general and they can't train. And the specific question I get all the time is, Jerry, how do I maintain my gains? Okay, while I'm recovering from surgery, I got to be out 3 to 5 weeks, 8 to 10 weeks, whatever the case may be, or maybe you're sick with the flu. And I have people all the time, Jerry, how do I maintain my gains while I'm sick with the flu? Here's the deal. You can't. Okay? Plain and simple. There's no more other explanation than the fact that you can't. Now, I had someone recently contact me. They said that their macros are the same. They had surgery that they were out 3 to 4 weeks, and it's been, or they're going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, and it's been 2 to 3 weeks or something like that now. And they noticed that their body weight is staying about the same, but they're getting softer. The look of their physique, their body composition is changing, even though their macros are the same. That is because the muscle is getting no stimulation. If you don't stimulate the muscle, it cannot maintain its size and strength. Therefore, it will start to atrophy and adapt backwards in the opposite direction than what you're trying to get it to do. Now, the problem with, a lot of the calories in, calories out thing is the guy's body weight is staying the same, even though the macros are, staying the same, the muscle mass is decreasing and the fat mass is increasing. Now, let's just say that, for instance, let's say arms. So you're training arms consistently, okay? And you stop training arms. Now you're still doing back and chest. You're still getting stimulation, which will allow those muscles to still maintain somewhat their size. Some people say that if they're going to increase the size of a body part, they'll train it more, they'll train it less, whatever the case may be. Bottom line is, if their stimulation is still going to the muscle, it'll be able to maintain the size and strength if you're feeding it the right way and you're training. Without the stimulus, it's gone. That's it. The whole idea of the muscle getting bigger through hypertrophy and getting stronger and bigger is the fact that you're training it and getting it to adapt to be better at what it needs to do the next time, which is be bigger and stronger. If you're not doing that anymore, a supplement won't help you, a diet won't help you, protein won't help you, macros won't help you, nothing will help you unless you stimulate the muscle again. So if it worked that way, whereas you could maintain all your gains without having to train, then you should be able to get to 230 pounds training, then never train ever again, maintain your diet, and maintain. That doesn't work like that. You have to continue training just to maintain. Most people are training to either gain or lose weight, but I don't think they even realize from then on to look a certain way, you're going to have to do certain things. You're going to have to eat certain foods, eat certain macros. You may have to do cardio, or may not have to do cardio, and you're going to have to fucking train. You are going to have to do certain things just to maintain what you have. Any one of those variables get taken out, your body changes. Now, that's for the surgeries, recovering from a surgery, etc. When you're sick, usually you can't train, and maybe a couple days. It's not going to be 3 to 6 weeks if you're not training with the flu or something like that. So you're at the gym for a couple of days. However, as your body's getting sick before you're even really feeling it, it's starting to try to fight off these foreign things that are in your body trying to destroy it. It now is expending more calories. It now is expending more macros. It also is depleting itself of vitamins and minerals, which again is a big thing when you're sick. So, you're only having a couple of days. It's not necessarily muscular atrophy that's happening. It's dehydration due to the fact that you're losing water, probably not consuming enough fluids, which I'd say, 85% of people out there don't consume enough fluids, even though the doctor tells them, make sure you consume enough fluids. Fluids, and then people still don't do it. And micronutrients. It's not necessarily the macronutrients, because if you're not really in the gym training and stuff like that, and you're maintaining your macros, you're going to be able to maintain your muscle mass for a few days until you recover enough to get it back in the gym. However, if you're depleting your body of minerals and vitamins and water, you're going to see a difference in your body composition. Usually for me, the first few days while I'm sick, I'll notice that I get leaner. I'll get leaner, a little bit smaller. It looks like I'm kind of dieting. After a certain point, then I start to get flatter and smaller. And then when I get back to the gym, I'll notice that I'm a little bit weaker. It takes me a little while to break back into the routine. I start eating. A lot of times when I was sick, I would just eat, whatever. I'd eat junk food, whatever, to bring the calories back up. But you notice if you do that, you get a little bit fatter faster. So you see there's, different circumstances that you're going to have to deal with. But being sick, you're more than likely going to be able to maintain your gains if you're maintaining your hydration levels, vitamins and minerals and macros, because it's only a few days. But if you're out, 6 to 8 weeks with a surgery, or people like, oh, I'm going to be out 12 weeks after a surgery. If you're recovering for 12 weeks, that's 3 fucking months. That's a long period of time to be doing nothing. If that's happening, guess what? You just had a major surgery. It's not like you had a boob job. It's not like you had a nose job. It's not like you had your tongue pierced. You had a major surgery. Now, the last thing you should be concerned with is maintaining your fucking gains. It blows my mind how people, you know, and I guess, you know, when I was younger, I might have been that way. You know, I might have been that 100% that way, where it's like, I'm so worried about like, oh, I just had fucking heart surgery, but how do I maintain my gains? I mean, that's, you know, I guess that train of thought, but you know, your body only has so much recuperative abilities. So if you're recovering from a major fucking surgery that's taking you 12 weeks to recover from, it's time to put the muscle mass on the back burner. Muscle memory dictates the fact that you will gain that muscle back that you had very quickly at an accelerated rate to be right back to, you know, where you left off before you had the surgery. But you should focus on the recovering from the surgery first. Make sure that that doesn't get fucked up, because if that gets fucked up, you know what happens? You go back for another surgery. You go back with an infection. That extends the time that you're recovering to an even longer period of time. You can't fucking train. It makes things even worse. So the idea is to make sure that, you know, whether it's a surgery or the flu or whatever, vitamins and minerals. Make sure you're taking in enough water. Hydrate yourself the way it should be done. And always, always, always make sure you get enough macros. I mean, make sure you're getting the right macros. Don't all of a sudden jack up your carbs to the roof, you know, and say, oh, I need to maintain my muscle mass. Well, you're not doing anything. You don't need that many carbs. Don't jack the protein up through the roof if you're not training. Bottom line is, be smart, use some logic, but more than likely, you'll be able to maintain the gains from the flu, but not from the surgery, and that's okay. Biowestertraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biowestertraining.com is a blog. It's the gains while you're sick bicep, and we're out.